this is Nicholas Meyer, and I wanted to address a few issues today with regards to our non-resident Canadian owners. In other words, that's owners who are owning property in Vancouver but they reside out of the country. They can even be Canadian citizens who've moved to Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Australia, wherever life has taken them, but they are now required to pay non-resident taxes. The first thing, before one is able to get a non-resident tax number, we have to apply for an ITN number, it's called. If you don't have a social insurance number, you need an international tax number. That has to be applied for through Ottawa. We help you with that. Once this has been received, the next thing, we have to compile a profit and expense statement for the projected income and expense of the next tax year. So right now we're doing 2010. Once this is filled out, we submit this NR6 form, as it is known, to the government, and if they approve it, they will then allow the taxes payable on a monthly basis to only be 25% of the net, not 25% of the gross. Otherwise, they require us to pay 25% of the gross income from the suite. So if you earn $2,000, we have to pay $500 a month in tax. If your income is $2,000 a month, and expenses are $1,900, that leaves you $100 over. If you have an NR6, you're only going to be paying $25 a month. So you can see it's definitely beneficial. Now here's the rub. The Government of Canada is prepared to grant this to our owners, providing Downtown Suites signs for it. And we have to sign, as your agents, that we are responsible for your taxes. Now you can imagine this puts us into a very difficult situation with the government. And the reason I'm doing this video today is because we've just had a problem this week with an owner who sold his suite back in 2006. He had until June the 30th to file his taxes in 2007. He didn't file, and now automatically, because he hasn't filed his taxes, the NR6 is void, and he's now required to pay 25% of the gross taxes. Revenue Canada are not going after him in the States. They're following Downtown Suites up in Vancouver, and they're forcing me to pay $8,000 for this gentleman. So, as you can imagine, we cannot afford to do this. And we have to have the full cooperation of our owners ongoing from now. Otherwise, we won't be able to file for them. So, to this end, what we will need is, we are requiring that everybody sign an engagement letter that gives us the right to file their taxes in the event they don't file their own. Question, I know, I have my own accountant. Fair enough. Send us a copy of your taxes by May the 31st of any tax year. We won't proceed. If not, we will be filing the taxes on your behalf. We will not enter into any NR6 or any non-resident contracts unless these things are filed. Next, we need a T1031 file from the Government of Canada. This just gives us the right to check to make sure that the taxes are filed, and if for some reason you haven't filed them, we then have legal authority then to continue on and file the taxes. Obviously what we would use is the same numbers that you've given us for your NR6, for your expenses and so forth. So without that, we will not sign NR6s, without those two forms being signed. And then what we will do is collect 25% of the gross rent, hold it in trust, and we'll remit it annually to the Government of Canada, and then you in turn will file with your accountant, and if you're eligible for a refund, it'll be sent back to you. So I hope that makes this just a little bit clearer for you. As I mentioned with that gentleman before, the main problem arose when he sold. So it's of imperative importance that if you are selling your suite, you contact us. We have to know who your selling lawyer is, we have to know who your selling accountant is, we also have to know who is applying for the clearance certificate when you sell your properties. We're considered your agents, and even though you may employ a different sales agent than us, we are still under contract with you, and we have to be fully apprised of all of the details. I just had a situation this week where a sales agent followed up, and I think that's something we don't want to go into. Okay. Anyway, I hope that explains the NR6 and the non-resident tax issue. Thank you.